Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, Miley Percocet, Percocet, got it.
Got some breaking news. I wasn't going to drop another video this evening, but we're going to do this being that we already talked about layoffs at Stellantis earlier today. I'll put it up here for you. GM is announcing temporary layoffs of hundreds at a Kansas plant. General Motors said Thursday it will lay off hundreds of employees at Fairfax assembly plant in Kansas City, Kansas, as it ends production of the Chevrolet Malibu sedan. The automaker said 680 employees at the plant will start their layoff on November 18th. The automaker told employees of its plan to do phased layoffs earlier this year. As previously announced in May, GM is investing approximately $390 million in our Fairfax assembly plant to add production to the new Chevrolet Bolt EV. GM spokesman Kevin Kelly said in a statement to the Detroit Free Press, "To facilitate the installation of new tooling and employees, we placed on temporary layoff until production resumes in mid-2025. The affected employees will be supported according to provisions of the UAW-GM agreement." Kelly said the UAW did not provide a comment for this story. Again, another manufacturer switching an internal combustion engine line to an EV line. Now, why the Chevy Bolt was a very good selling vehicle for a while, right, for GM, people still do not want to buy electric vehicles. And I think this temporary layoff by General Motors in Kansas probably ends up becoming a permanent layoff, because as we've just seen, and you guys will probably see this story that I shot tomorrow, Europe in August alone down 44% in EV sales. People don't want them. People don't want them. You know, Dodge, aka Stellantis, is dropping the Dodge Charger out, and they're looking at over 115,000 at dealer lots. Those things are going to sit and collect dust. Nobody wants that crap. Stellantis is getting back, getting slammed today over stuff that's going on at auto shows with the Ram 1500 EV. They promised a 500-mile range. Now it's 350. What happened with that? EVs, and again, not an EV hater. I just literally just ordered a new i4 from or certified pre-owned i4M from BMW. So I've had electric vehicles. I've had Teslas. I've had the Fisker Karmas. I've had the BMW i3, the i8. I've had the mixed hybrid. I've had a Prius. I've had multiple economically friendly cars. And I also have tons of cars that suck for the environment. And that's my choice. That said, I feel sorry for the people in Kansas. I hope that the Bolt retooling actually happens. I hope that in mid-2025 that they get their jobs back. But the fact of the matter is, EVs aren't selling here. Ford is stepping away and making more stuff that sells, like trucks. Volvo, which has all that Chinese investment, nope, we're going back to making some internal combustion stuff. They have to do it. The strictly EV stuff is just not selling. Would the Bolt probably sell if it's like entry level, very cheap from GM? Probably. There may be some demand for it. But here's what I can tell you. The Malibu, right? Who's the largest purchaser of that? Rental car agencies, right? They buy the crap. Government agencies, government contracts with the United States government, military contracts, for not for battlefields or anything, but for base-to-base transportation, recruiters, things of that nature, okay? That's who buys the Malibu, all right? And the occasional consumer does buy the Malibu. So now you shut down Malibu production, and you're going to put in this EV that maybe might, possibly, who knows? It looks like a Chevy Aveo. It's an itty bitty thing with a battery in it. And you get rid of a 4-door Malibu car, and now you start making an EV, the Bolt, more Bolt production, right? Rent-a-car companies have already learned their lesson on the EVs. We've already seen it with Hertz. They're not going to flip Malibus to, we're going to go buy electric vehicles. We're going to go buy these Chevy Bolts now. The military ain't doing that. Department of Defense, I can tell you, I'm there every day. They're not doing it. Guess what they're going to buy? The government already has contracts, and they've had for the last few years with Hyundai. They're going to start buying gas-powered Hyundai cars. So what happens when all of the production sales that were going to rent-a-car companies goes, and all of the production from government contracts and sales goes, gone? What happens then? I'll tell you exactly what happens. It means more layoffs. Even if they do bring back any of those UAW workers in Kansas for GM, it's never going to be as many that was working there now, period. They need less workers to build the EVs. They're going to AI automate all of that crap and do everything they can not to spend more money. And guess what happens when the Chevy Bolt doesn't sell? Like if they make more of them and they start building up inventory, guess what happens? Layoffs. So I feel bad for you guys in Kansas. I absolutely do. I hate to see people lose their jobs. But going for this, and again, this falls back on your union president and your union leadership. They're allowing it. They're colluding with GM. GM and these other manufacturers were more than happy to sign those contracts because they knew you'd never see the money. You're never going to get the benefits. You were going to be royally effed. And here we are. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.